Can you see the MATLAB screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we were discussing about how to find the what matrix is this one? What matrix have we found out here?
Compliance.
Compliance matrix. Okay. So the inputs are E1, E2, and either of this is enough. Okay, and G12 is required. So all are in GPA. So what you get is the inverse GPA inverse. Okay, so the units of this is in GPA inverse. Now, if you want to find the what is this one? Q. What is Q? What is Q? It is the reduced stiffness matrix. Inverse of the compliance matrix. If you find out, you'll get this one. Okay, but will you be able to do an inverse of this matrix with pen and paper? Will you be able to do? See, this is the compliance matrix. This is the reduced stiffness matrix. Okay, so this is the reduced stiffness matrix. This is compliance matrix. So if you want to find with a pen and paper, what you can do is there are a set of formulas that you can use for finding the reduced stiffness matrix. So I'll just make a note of that here. So Q11 is equal to E1 divided by 1 minus nu21 into nu12. You can just note down these things. Q12 is equal to nu12 E2 divided by 1 minus nu21 into nu12. Then Q22 is equal to E2 divided by 1 minus nu21 into nu12. Okay, and then Q66 is equal to G12. So how will you find Q21? Q21, how will you find? Is equal to Q21 is equal to what?
Q12.
Q12. Okay, then what is Q16 equal to?
Q61.
That is okay. What is the value? What is the value here?
0, sir.
0. Okay, then Q26 is equal to
0.
0. Okay, so Q61 is equal to Q16, and then Q26 is Q62 is equal to Q26. Okay, so instead of taking the inverse of this compliance matrix, this is easy to do in MATLAB. Okay, just type inverse of this compliance matrix, you get the reduced stiffness matrix. But if you have to take the inverse of the compliance matrix with pen and paper, then this thing is easier. Okay, do it this way. Use this for the pen and paper work. This will be easier to do. Is it clear? So suppose if you have to find only the reduced stiffness matrix, even with MATLAB, you can type these things. Okay, you can type these formulas and calculate whether you want to do this way or you want to use the inverse of this. Both will give you the same result. Okay, so what is this one? What is the units of this? What is the units of this matrix over here?
Newton per meter square.
GPA, sir.
Yeah, these things are in GPA, so it is GPA. Okay, so it is GPA because E1 and E2 and G12 is given in terms of GPA for this numerical. So yeah, Newton per meter square is fine, but this thing was in GPA, so we have
Okay, sir.
as GPA. Okay, fine. Have you noted down these things, these formulas? Please note down these things. These
Sir, while substituting the values while writing, we have to take in the GPA format only, sir.
it's easy, no?
Hello.
If it's already in
Yes, sir.
GPA, if it's already in GPA, you keep it in GPA itself.
Yes, sir.
So that will be easier.
Okay, sir.
Why do you want to put into 10 to the power of all those? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So unnecessary complications it is. So keep it in GPA if it is in GPA. So that's all. Okay. So this will be easier. So one way is to find the inverse of this or use these formulas to find the radio stiffness matrix. Clear? Any doubts in this?
No, sir.
No doubt, sir.
Okay. Next, we will look at a numerical here. Another one. Can you see this numerical example 2.7? Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is taken from.
Yes, sir.
This is taken from Otter K Cow. Okay. So this is the author is. Okay, this is the author, and this book is available in the Google Classroom. Dr. Stanley has uploaded, so refer to this. And example 2.7 will just solve in that. So it's a 60-degree angle lamina. Okay, 60-degree angle lamina, and sigma x is 2 MPa, sigma y is minus 3 MPa, tau xy is 4 MPa. Now you need to find the global strains. Okay, so how will you find global strains from this data? If you know sigma x, sigma y, and tau xy, how will you find global strains?
Transformation matrix.
No, strains. What is the relation? See, I'll just show you. What is done is you have found the what is this matrix? This is compliance matrix, correct? This is the compliance matrix multiplied by the global stresses. This is the value given. Stress values are given. 2 MPa, minus 3 MPa, and 4 MPa is given. So you multiply with what? You multiply with the compliance matrix, you get the global strains, correct? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how do you do this? See, what is the units of this matrix?
Huh?
What is the units of this matrix?
GPA only.
GPA. This one? This matrix over here? 2 MPa minus 3
Yes, sir,
is
MPa.
4 MPa, right? So can you multiply these two?
Yes, sir.
One is in GPA inverse. Okay. This is GPA inverse, compliance matrix. This is GPA inverse. This is MPA. Okay. So what you should do? You should either bring this to MPA inverse or bring this to GPA. Are you able to understand this? Just that you should have the units. This is GPA inverse multiplied by GPA will give you what? What will be the units? What is this into this?
0, sir. I mean,
No units.
no.
Okay, so this is the strains. Okay, so please maintain the units properly. You cannot have MPA here and GPA inverse here. Okay, so when you're multiplying, make sure these two are in the same units. Okay, so you just have to multiply these two and you'll get the global strains. Now, how will you find the knowing the global stresses? How will you find local stresses? You know global stresses. Okay, you know global stresses. How will you find local stresses?
Transformation matrix.
Transformation matrix. Okay, so first I'll define the local stresses. I'll define local stresses is equal to, okay, so it is nothing but the transformation matrix multiplied by the capital T transformation matrix multiplied by the global stresses, correct? Global stresses. Now I have to define what is transformation matrix over here before that. So what is transformation matrix? Equal to, we had written that previously. Okay, so you can just write it as T here and then just give that it is C square, okay, S square, and then it is 2SC. See how I am typing this 2SC, okay, 2 star S star C, okay, 2 star S star C. Don't type it as 2SC, okay. And then I go to the next row. How do I go to the next row here? I put a semicolon, okay, S square C square minus 2SC, okay, okay, minus 2SC, and then minus SC, and then it is plus SC, and then it is C square minus S square. See how I am putting the square? It is to the power of, okay. So this is the transformation matrix. What is C? What is C? Cos theta, correct? So you put it as cos d theta, okay. Theta, I take it as 60 degree in this case, in this problem. What does the D mean there? Anybody? Anybody knows what D means there? It means
Degree.
theta value is in degrees, okay. If you just write cos in bracket 60, it takes that 60 in radians, okay. So you have to mention cos d 60 and sin d 60, okay. Then what else do you need to give? You need to see, to calculate this local stresses, you need T, okay. T can be calculated, and then global stresses, okay. Global stresses need to be defined. That's the input variable, okay. Global stresses are 2 MPa, and then minus 3 MPa, and then 4 MPa, okay. So I'll get local stresses in what units? MPa, okay, because these are in MPa. Global stresses are in MPa, so I'll get the local stresses in MPa, okay. So if I put a semicolon over here, then I'll get only the output of this thing. Okay, so we'll run this. So you see the value here. So what is this value? What is 1.7141?
Local stress.
stress is value.
Sigma.
Local stress, it is sigma
Sigma 1.
sigma 1. Okay, sigma 1. This is sigma 2. This is
Tau 1 2.
tau 1 2. Okay, fine. So just check this. So this is the thing. Okay, this is what we have got. If you see here, it is the units are changed, that's all. Okay, but these are in MPa. Okay, 1.7141. Here it is 0.171 into 10 power 7. Okay, so MPa means 10 power 6. So that's why it is 1.71. And then minus 2.7 MPa, minus 4.16 MPa. So what have we found out is, given the global stresses, you have defined the transformation matrix and you have found out the local stresses. Okay, so transformation matrix, this is the matrix. Okay, so this is the first row, this is the second row, and this is the third row. Okay, and then don't forget to use D here. D stands for degrees. So whatever your input value you are giving in the form of degrees. Okay, so that you should take care, and then you should give the input values. Make sure we are not entering the units here. So please remember that this is given in MPa, this is given in MPa, and this is given in MPa. Okay, so the output what you get, the local stresses, will be in MPa. Any doubts so far? Any doubts in this? How do you find the suppose if these are local stresses, how do you find global stresses? Suppose local stresses are given.
Local stress is divided by T, sir.
Yeah, you take the inverse transformation. Okay, you call it as inverse transformation. Okay, so because it's in a matrix form, you call it as inverse transformation. So you call it as inverse transformation matrix. Fine. Any questions so far? Any questions, any doubts? Are you finding it okay? Did anybody try doing these things yesterday? You have sent me.
No doubt, sir.
Huh?
No doubt, sir.
Yeah, tell me. Said no doubt, is it?
Yes, sir. No doubt, sir.
Okay, fine. So what I want you to do is, I want you to try these things in MATLAB. Okay, so you can just type these things. Okay, don't copy paste. By copy pasting, you will not learn. Okay, it will come only by typing. Please type the code and then learn it. Okay, simply one of your friend does that, you copy paste and get the output. There's no fun in that. Okay, you will not learn. So I want everybody to type these things and learn. Okay, so see how you need to give these things: c square, s square, 2sc, okay, 2 star s star c. Okay, so you need to follow all these things. Any mistake in these things will not give you the correct answer. So it will give you some errors. So what does this semicolon here means? Okay, so these things you need to understand. What MATLAB does, it makes the calculation easier. Okay, and also it's going to help you for the laminate analysis. When we go for the laminate analysis, it will help you to do the complex analysis. Okay, so why we have started with MATLAB is to do the ultimately to do the laminate analysis in this course. Okay, so for that we need to start from the beginning. So these things can be done with a pen and paper, but I want you to try with the MATLAB. Okay, so try with the MATLAB and let me know if there are any issues, and if